Hi, let's talk about control access list and see how it works. On the screen you can see the account and sales folder assigned to proper groups. Imagine the situation that the sales group needs an access to the account directory and account group needs an access to the sales directory. But you cannot grant permissions to the exact file or directory more than to a one user or one group. Access control lists provides ideal solution because you can just grant an access to the directory to more than one user or one group. Access control lists allows administrators to set permissions in such a way that they differ from the one directory to another. You cannot use chgroup because this command will remove permissions given earlier. In this situation, you can use the two commands to set access control list. First is getFASL, which shows the permissions in access control list, and the second is setFASL to add permissions to the access control list called from now ACL in this tutorial. Now I showed you how to use ACL for account directory, and you can see file, owner, group and flag as set group ID, what is a special permission, and also sticky bit and the T symbol. You can see also permissions for user, group and others. Right, now I will display the help for setFASL command, and I will use this command to set permissions with recursive flag to the folder account, okay? And I will then display the permission to this folder and how it is, how those information are necessary for administrator to find out which exact groups has an access to this folder, and then administrator can check which user is in a group, and then he will be able to know that exact user has an access to a folder, to a directory or not. And to use ACL, the file system must be mounted with ACL support enabled. The ACL option must be added to the mounted file system in the etcfs tab file. On XFS file system, this support is enabled by default. On external file system, ACL support must be activated. To access control list, it can also, the access control list, yes, it can be also used in NFS and CFS file systems. I displayed the man for setFASL command. You can also display the man for getFASL command, but setFASL is much more interesting for us now. And then we will be able to read how to use this command, right? And I will display a little bit later how to use it. Now I'm getting the permission, I'm setting permissions to account. I will display the information, and you can see that I added permissions to group sales, right? And it has read and execute permissions, and also mask is added now. I will explain a little bit later what mask is and how it inherits permissions from user. And right, ACL are divided into two categories: ACL, the access list of access control set on files and directories, and default ACL, which I will show you in a moment. And default access control list set only on the directory level. Files and subdirectories in the directory which default ACL set inherits the default ACL of the parent directory. Now I'm setting the permission, default permissions to this folder, to this directory account, to show you the difference, and that default permissions are very important in this case for us and for administrator, because we can set this way the inheritance, right? So it displays now default for group and for group sales and also mask. And as you can see, default settings are inheriting settings permissions from the user. So you need to remember about that. Also, mask is copied from the user permission settings, right? Okay, I think I explained it clearly. Sometimes it is necessary for many users who belong to different groups to share one directory. They need to set permissions so that files and subdirectories created in the parent directory inherit these permissions. This way, users do not need to set the permissions they have to set on the parent directory on each file and subdirectory individually. This requirement is met by the default ACL. Now I'm entering the account directory and I'm creating the 2014 directory, and then I will show ACL permissions using the getFASL command for the 2014 directory. As you can see, it inherits permissions from the parent account directory. Okay, this is perfect. Default settings are also inherited. Now, yes, you can see how it works, right? I am creating now a SUM file, and I will display ACL for this file, and it shows that there is no inheritance of rights because there is no default permission settings set. Mask is active because in Linux read-write-execute permissions are granted automatically, and they are also copied from the user. The ACL masks determines the maximum possible permissions granted to a specific user or group to a file or folder. If, for example, the mask is set to read-write permissions, then no user or group will exceed these rights. The history commands, I will display it in a moment. It will display the sequence of commands executed in the terminal, and history commands allows you to check the order in which the permission to a directory or file were granted using ACL, right? Yes, you can see it. This line 376, 377. So you can see and you can check which command one by one was typed in the terminal. Now I will show you the man for setFASL command to show you an example that matters. setFASL -m u lisa r file. So I mean that this example is one of the best and one of the simplest, and all information in this file gives you the basic structure of setFASL command and how to set ACL properly. Thank you. Bye.